You know, when you've reached midlife, you probably have been in your career for quite some time. You already have a set of skills that has had you rocking for some while, but you are ready to move into something different. You know that you have the ability to shift into something that is going to bring you fulfillment in this season of life. So I want to invite you into my coaching program, which is the Job Search Blueprint. In this coaching program, you are going to work one-to-one with me, and we're going to talk a lot about using your existing skill set that you have accumulated over years of wisdom and strengthening those muscles. And we're going to show you how to transfer that into your newest phase of your career. Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another episode of the Melanated Midlife Podcast. And I will tell you that I'm on a kick right now because I want to help everybody find their next career. And if you have had a chance, go back in some past episodes, because there was one episode in particular where I talked about how to make midlife career pivots. And once you take a look at that one, I want you to come back here to this episode where we're going to talk about one very critical piece about making that career pivot. And it is how to use your professional network when you are in your midlife career. So that is what we're talking about today. And if you are wondering, what the heck do I have to do with my professional network? You are in luck, because we are going to get into it right now. So let's talk about one very hard truth about your next career opportunity. Who you know is just as important as what you know. I will say that again. Make sure you turn the volume up so that you hear it well this time. Who you know is just as important as what you know. Okay, so I'm probably making a whole bunch of y'all mad by listening to that, but what I mean is that your next opportunity is coming from another human being. It is somebody that you may have already crossed paths with, someone that you have within your circles right now, a friend of a colleague, someone that you shook hands with, gave your business card. No, it is, there's so many different ways to spin that, but ultimately you have to network and find other like-minded people that are going to connect you to your professional goals. Full stop. You are not going to be a total stranger given your next opportunity from another total stranger. There's going to be, it's kind of like dating, you know, you meet somebody, you exchange information, you get to know them, and then you kind of decide, is this a relationship that you actually want to build? It's kind of the same when you are looking for your next career path. There's people that are going to judge whether or not they want to continue knowing you professionally. So we want to make sure that you take time to build your professional network so that when you are ready to make that pivot, especially as a midlifer, that you're able to go right into your existing professional network and call some folks up and let them know what you're trying to get to, what it is that you're trying to move into. It matters. So the place that you do that, and I will say this, with those of you that are thinking, okay, I am not putting on a suit and going and shaking hands and going to some icky happy hour parties where I have to go rub shoulders with a bunch of strangers. No. In this day and age, networking has been made easier than ever through online platforms. And the online platform that I highly recommend that you take a look at is LinkedIn. As a matter of fact, with LinkedIn, I recommend that you don't just go to LinkedIn. I recommend that you get a premium subscription so that you can unlock all of the features that the platform has to offer. And it's really nothing. I think at the time of us recording this, I think it might be somewhere in the $30-something range per month. But the amount of features that are made available to you as a result of that are pretty important. And LinkedIn is not like your average social media platform. Let me make that distinction right now, because LinkedIn is the platform where you're connecting with like-minded professionals. There's no dancing videos. You're not lip syncing to pop songs or whatever. You're not having to perform at all. You literally are going onto this platform to do a virtual handshake with people and offer professional advice. It's not hard. And you're able to do it while you're sitting at home with your jammies on. So for me, that's a big deal because y'all know I don't get up and go get dressed to go anywhere. I mean, what I'm wearing is as fabulous as I'm going to get. But you don't have to be hip to all the trends. You don't have to understand some secret cool language in order to be really prolific and successful on a platform like LinkedIn. So let me give you the steps on how you go onto this platform and actually get started. Because if you are a total beginner, these are the steps that you need to follow in order to get started on a platform like LinkedIn. So the first thing that I want you to do is to go to the website, and that is linkedin.com. And you're going to click on the join now and follow the prompts to put in your email address, which I will say that you want the email address that is your personal email address, not necessarily the email address associated to your current employer. So like with me, I've made a couple of career pivots. So if I would have attached my work email to my LinkedIn platform, when I left those jobs, I no longer had access to that email address. So I want to make sure whatever I sign up with is an email address that is actually mine. And then from there, once you set up the account, like I said, I recommend that you go not with the freemium, the free 99 one. I want you to do the premium one. And what that will do is give you not just access to the platform, but also access to LinkedIn Learning, which is an e-learning platform. That is the e-learning arm of LinkedIn, where you're able to go in and look at different certification courses, different professional, little bite-sized courses, not anything that you necessarily have to dedicate your entire year to, but something that you can get through in an evening or at worst a weekend or what have you. Something that gives you a little bite-sized nugget of different topics that you might be curious about, things that you can upskill yourself with, and it's not a big time commitment. The next thing I want you to do is to complete your profile. And your profile is going to look different on LinkedIn than it does on your Instagram or on your Facebook or on your TikTok, because those are all true social networks. Those are places where people go for fun, entertainment, sharing pictures of their grandkids or their new puppy or whatever. When you go to LinkedIn, you're showing up like you're showing up for work, or showing up for a job interview, or the way that you would want to put your best first impression for people you are meeting professionally. So that means you need a decent professional looking headshot. And I tell people over and over again, your headshot doesn't have to be complicated. You can hire a professional. That is wonderful if you have that kind of money to spend, but you can do this in your own home. Good lighting by being in the sunlight, being up against a plain background, having something on that is going to be either a jacket or a collared type of thing. No craziness with hair and makeup or earrings. You see, as I'm saying this, I'm showing off my new earrings. But this is pretty much all that they're going to see is you just from the chest up. You need something that is just you smiling directly at the camera, nothing fancy, with good lighting on your face. And that is it. You put a good picture out there so people can actually see who you are and, connect your name and your face. Then you want to fill out everything about your profile. What is it, where are you located? Are you in the Houston area? Are you in the San Francisco area? Are you in the New York area? Things like that. They kind of want to be able to associate you to a geographic region. And then give a little summary of what you are. Let me rephrase that. What you do professionally or who you help professionally. You put all of that in the upper tagline of the profile so that if someone were just looking at you, they know, okay, that's Akilah. She coaches midlife professionals making career pivots. that tells everybody what they need to know right away, and then they can get on with their world. Go swiping, scrolling, whatever. They don't have to invest a lot of time to know who I am and what I do. Then I want you to get on there and start connecting with your network. So immediately, just like, when you first joined Facebook and when you first joined Instagram, there are probably going to be some suggestions of who you would like to connect as followers, as friends, or first degree connections is the way it is on LinkedIn. And these are going to be people that either you already have some type of connection to, or they are in a similar field that you have identified in your profile. So like with me, my profile would include things from education and technology. So those are going to be some folks that it's probably going to pull up as suggested connections for me to be in contact with. And once you do that, when you find these people, you're probably going to find folks that you already know. Once you hit connection, or that you are trying to be friends with them, so to speak, there's going to be a moment where it's going to say, do you want to send a direct message to this person? And I would say yes. If it's somebody that you know, somebody that you've already met in real life, or you have some type of, your places where your paths have crossed, I'd say send them a message and say, hey, good to see you again, Dolores. This is Akila. We met 5 years ago, ... Just saying hello. And conversation begins right there. That is important because the people that you send direct messages to are more likely to see your content and see your profile every time they visit LinkedIn as well. So when you put information out there, when you say, hey, I'm looking for a job, or hey, I'm looking for other folks that can do X, Y, Z, it's going to project your information to their LinkedIn feed over everybody else's because they've had direct contact with you. That's how the LinkedIn algorithm, so to speak, works. Then, once you've done that, I want you to also search for groups. And these groups, again, are going to start to be suggested from the LinkedIn algorithm according to the topics and the interest or the skills that you've identified in your profile. So again, using myself as an example, a lot of my groups would probably be K-12 education folks, teachers, folks that are in technology with software companies, maybe software companies that support education, maybe any other types of curriculum groups that support education. Now that I've shifted into entrepreneurship, maybe it's going to try to connect me to entrepreneurial groups. It depends on what I've identified in my profile, but all of that matters because that is also a place where you're able to find like-minded professionals. So if you are somebody that is maybe seeking out technology folks, maybe you are looking for oil and gas people, maybe you are in the medical field and you want to connect with other folks that are working in the medical field, that is an easy way for you to just virtually flop down into a group or a circle of people that you might want to get to know for your next professional opportunity. And once you're there, once you've done all of these things, it is going to be up to you to start showing up regularly. You're going to start sharing your own content. You are going to start posting information or advice or little thought nuggets on your Instagram profile on a regular basis. So how regular do you need to do this? I would recommend in the beginning to maybe show up and post something on LinkedIn 3 times a week. 3 times a week is not heavy just yet. So you've got some technical skills. You've got some expertise somewhere in your area. You posting something out there is going to say, hey, my name is Akila and I'm an expert in this. Here's the advice that I want to give you. Or maybe it's something inspirational where I'm telling everybody, hey, the job market is a little rough right now, but there's some goodness over here. Or let me highlight a certification that I just received. Or maybe somebody else is wanting to connect with folks. Said, hey, this is my friend Dolores who wants to connect with other folks that are in educational leadership. And I put it out there. These are all different examples. I mean, they're kind of lame examples, but these are all examples of innocent stuff that you could put out there on your LinkedIn profile to share your own content. So this is just a way for you to start conversations, to basically toss the first pebble out there, and it makes a ripple effect where other folks want to join in and offer advice, offer little opinions about whatever, and it gets you engaged with people in a virtual sense and start nurturing and building your professional network. So the thing about it is that when you hear about folks going on LinkedIn, it's sometimes because they are starting to look for a job, and it's a good place to go, so I don't want to knock that. But I want to encourage you to start using LinkedIn as a platform to go before you need a job. Don't build a network once you're already desperate, looking for your next opportunity, wondering where's your next paycheck going to come from. I want you to start building that network right now while you still have something. My favorite quote, and I put it out there all the time, is that the best time to look for a job is while you still have one. So you are not going to be out there just in this desperation. I think I've overused that term already, but you're able to network with people and be your best self, show up in a confident way right now before you need them. And when the time comes, if the time comes that you are looking for your next opportunity, you've already got people that you've been talking to on a regular basis. You have built up that trust factor with them as the expert in your particular field. So when you say, hey, I am pivoting careers, I am going from education into technology, and I would love to know what opportunities are out there, people are going to just start pouring in and saying, hey, yes, I know Akila. She does present very well with this. She does have this skill set. You've got people that are going to start speaking about you on your behalf because you've already been showing up and proving to them who you are in this professional life. So I will tell you that if you are still feeling a little bit afraid and a little bit overwhelmed by going on to yet another platform and having to show yourself, showcase what you know, it is possible that you may need a little bit more help. And I want to reassure you that you actually know someone that can support you. I do this with midlife folks that are making these big career pivots. Now, most of my clients are going to be educators that are shifting into other careers, but I will tell you that midlife baddies that are ready to boldly jump into whatever that next career journey is, you are the people that I want to talk to. And if you would like for me to support you through that type of transition, I highly encourage you to go to my website, which is upskillservices.site. Upskillservices.site is my website where you can find out about the coaching services that I offer. I basically take you by the hand and we kind of assess where you are and where your greatest needs are. And I take you through some steps that are very specific with how you can treat your career transition as a midlife professional. I don't want you to do this alone. I definitely don't want you to be intimidated and not take action. So if this is you, if you think that you need that extra support, go to my website, like I said, upskillservices.site, and let me be your coach through this journey. So like I said, folks, I got a lot that I would love to offer you, but I definitely want to encourage you before you even know what you want to do. Go on to a platform like LinkedIn, set up your profile, get out there and start getting your toes dipped into the pool of networking so that you can kind of get an idea of what it is you might want to do next. And do it scared, do it boldly, but definitely get started. And I am more than happy to be someone that helps you along the way. So as always, I am thrilled that you were able to spend some time with me here. We are going to link this information in the show notes so you can go back and take a look at it, and definitely go to my website for more information if you would like some deeper assistance with this. But more than anything, share it with somebody that might need to hear this message. And I will be here to talk with you more about midlife goodness next time. Thank you for joining me on the the Melanated Midlife Podcast. Y'all, I'm tired. The Melanated Midlife Podcast. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can hear all the goodies coming up next.